Right, welcome back everybody. Right, now then, what have we got to do now? Let me remind myself. It's just, we have, now did we ever do, let me just check, did we ever do the second fertilizer state? I know we've got to roll and lime. No, we didn't. Right, we need to get that sorted then, but yeah, we'll never get away. Oh, we need narrows. I knew I'd forget that. Do it. So we can't do it with this, even though obviously this would be the perfect choice, and I don't think. It's one thing I've always wondered, and that is why. Why does this actually have a, let's have a look, trailers. Let's have a look at the smallest possible trailer you could possibly have. Have we got any tiny ones? We used to have a little tiny. Cheapest one. 402 kilograms. Yeah, that's not a proper trailer, or is it? Oh, it has got a capacity. Okay, let's lease one. This is a test. So this is literally 181. Okay. I used to have something similar to this on my Lone Oak. But there's certain ones where you can literally drag a very small trailer, which increases capacity. Just seeing if that is that. I've always wondered. Obviously, I actually did stick the back trailer hitch on. Just seeing, does this mean that you can stick on an additional capacity by dragging that around that could store in? Because this front box is fantastic, but it wouldn't work for everything. Okay. Right. That doesn't mean to say it wouldn't work though, that just means that it's not that kind of. Yeah, that's a ball. Yes, of course it is. Yeah, that's not going to work. So just wasted that. Well, it was worth a shot. Trailers. Return. Right, because we have got. I'm not saying we would use ours because it's going to be way too big. Way too big for this. It's just proof of concept. Because for certain. Obviously, for when you're liming, if you could actually grab an external trailer, most things can't cope with the weight of the 3 tons addition. You need a very heavy trailer, a tractor, and most tractors that are very heavy have not got narrows, so therefore you would never do this on this field. Now, obviously, for fertilizer, it's not a problem, it really isn't. But for liming, it truthfully is. So, yeah, that's my point. And the Deutz, obviously, there's no way I'm going on that field with these. I might be first pro stage, but I'm not risking it. I'm not risking damage to the field at all. So, yeah, let's just proof of concept now. Let's just grab the box and drop that as well. Let's just fill that then, so we're going to need to it. Now this obviously will do this. We're going to come. I think, did I? No, I'm clean enough, definitely. I can't, then I need to grab one of those compressors. My equipment is all absolutely ditched. Terrible. It is. Oh, it's really hard for me to get used to these new graphic settings. They are absolutely amazing. Quite stunning. Now then, where is that? There we go. That is the tractor that I need. No. That was the other thing I was going to have to do, wasn't it? That's the mowing. Okay, right, let's test this then. Let's grab that and see if you can. I know I wouldn't choose to use mine, but this is just a proof of concept that we can do what I'm trying to do. Otherwise, I shall actually just use. I shall see if we get away with the front, because this has got arrows on. There are very few tractors that you can put that 3 tons on without it going for a nosedive, basically. So let's just test this other theory first. Now that is I think that is the right kind of attachment. That would not be a pinch bolt, which that would be a pinch bolt connector. So would you? You would. So if you had one of these, obviously we're not talking this particular one, then could you grab line behind, which would then solve my problem? Right, anyway, that is for another day, because that is very good news. Now then, another test. Well, we haven't enough money to actually cope with me doing this test. Could this cope with 3 tons? We'd have to drop the bot back off to test whether this could cope with 3 tons, and I think it's going to do a nosedive straight away. Ooh. Well, oh, yeah, but it does cope on its own. If you think about it, it was only when it had forward momentum that it actually lost. It didn't actually do an immediate nosedive, which is obviously the fertilizer spreader itself has got weight, but it's when it goes empty that it all goes pear-shaped, basically. It does read that as storage, so obviously I know we're never going to need that, but on some things, or when you are liming, you really could use that. Right, anyway, this is course play now. I have been taking lessons, you could say, so let's just make sure I haven't got any courses on. Let's create a new folder, No Man's Land, and let's create a job, and we want to make sure you're in the right mode first. It always helps. Right, generator. I would say 1. There's never more than 1 for this type of thing. So let's... Now, why is that not allowing me generate? It's not saying generate. That's interesting. Okay. Am I not quite on the field correctly? Right, let's open that and close it. I've never had courseplay struggle on this. I would say perhaps I wasn't quite on the field. Let's try that again. Right, create job. Courseplay. Ah, that's better. Generate. I was, because I wasn't actually smashing. Fantastic. Let's see. That looks good to me. Let's start the job. Oh, didn't do it, did I? First waypoint. Right, this should work, and if it does, then we'll save the course. This is just interested in seeing if Courseplay can do this perfectly. This is not me being lazy, this is just making sure that I'm getting better at using Courseplay. I would, on this on its own, just set this going. This is just to prove it can all work, because we are going to get this going soon, and I am very much going to be assisting, because we're going to be cutting the grass, and I think we'll lease the wind. We did say we're leasing the windrower. I remind myself, I think we paid off our loan, haven't we? We have indeed. Absolutely amazing. Now then, the other thing we do need to do with this exact tractor is to go and have a look. I'm sure that we've got some stuff outside we need to drag this out so that any inside... we have got any. We have. We have. Right, it's still actually producing, so it's not storing. So we should have 1,600 actually appears on there at some point soon. Right, so next order of business is we could set the mower going on this one. Yes, I'm just forgetting. We have 3 tractors. Why have we waited for that one? It does make perfect sense though, actually, funnily enough, the staying is probably the best one for mowing, although it can easily windrow as well, so if that actually works, that course properly without any errors, then we shall save that course. Now I know how to save them. Yeah, I did a bit of a tutorial on my Carbston, or a couple of tutorials, and they went drastically terribly wrong. But long and short of it, just damaged the edge of my field. Long and short of it was, it did teach me how to do Courseplay properly, if nothing else. So yeah, we should be using Courseplay properly without all the faffing around that we've done over the last few weeks with me touching Courseplay but not actually knowing that there aren't very many good tutorials on the new Courseplay. But yeah, I know my way around. I can't say I know everything, but I certainly I'm almost getting up to speed with where I was on FS19, which is a good place to be. Right, so we want... if anything needs a wash, definitely this beast. Whoa. Fuel and repairs are good on everything, that's good. Right, I'm going to unfold. So I'm trying to make sure that Courseplay reads the full width of the equipment. We had trouble with mowers on my Calmston. I had to manually add the back mower, so I'm going to unfold everything to try to... Now it worked well with this corner. Courseplay did actually see this, so let's unfold. We don't have to switch on, but if we've got everything unfolded and we're on the edge of the field, we should be able to do a course. Now have we got any... let's create job on Courseplay, and it's got the crosshair over us, so that is a good start. Course generator, we want the mowing, I should say at least 3. We had trouble. Let's do 4. I like to go round and round anyway, and then we should do up and down. We've got 10% overlap, just how I like it. 10.2 foot is definitely wrong. definitely. So, let me just ask Alexa to do a conversion for me to. Let me just first of all have a look at exactly. Oh, I need to close the generator. I hate this. Right, let's have a look. How big are the two mowers? That's 3.1. That's 7.5 meters. All right, I'm just going to ask Alexa to convert that. Alexa, convert 7.5 meters into feet. 7.5 meters is about 24 feet 7 inches. Smashing. 24 feet 7 inches. Right, okay then. Now we're cooking on gas. Let's try that again. Right, create job. And yeah, I actually did hours there. Open, close, course generator. 24.7. Yeah, this is. Yeah, it is a beta. You don't expect it to pick up everything. I don't like the way that we've all of a sudden gone to feet. That'll do. That's as close as you can actually go. Fantastic. Now that to me looks good. So if we go start job. Oh, I thought for 1 minute this had gone wrong. It was that at the same moment we did that. What are the chances of that? That you'd get that job complete at the same time as that one started and scare you half to death. Fantastic. Now let's just check. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Right. Fantastic. Wow. 28% usage on the... yeah, that is amazing. Can't really tell, because obviously this is more about the liming than it would be the fertilizer. It's a proof of concept. That would fine. Oh, the state was 69%. We need to repair that, because always, yeah, it costs you more. I think it costs you more when it's in the yellow. That's my theory. I think I've mentioned that a couple of times, but I'm really not sure that it's true. So I don't want to go in the red. That does cost an absolute fortune. Even though the state will cost an absolute fortune no matter what you do. This tractor is expensive. Saying it's a cheap tractor, never figure it out. I just think it's got to be down to wear level. Yeah, this is because I'm on a new machine. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's weird how the achievements seem to be machine based. This is a new gaming laptop. I was going to buy a graphics card. It was cheaper for me to buy a gaming laptop, or as cheap to buy the gaming laptop second hand with that very graphics card in than it was to buy the graphics card itself. So I thought, yeah, let's just do that. So yes, we need to. Now I know you cannot stick lime on once you've got things in, so I'm not going to waste. Well, we'll get that done next time. Right, Joskin off first, or we're going to do a nosedive. It's nice to know though that the stay rate is stable enough to cope with that on the fronts, because there are very few medium tractors that can cope with that. It's one I would definitely go for. I've got the Staber Max and it can't cope with it. In fact, I've got a lot of little tractors on a few of the Let's Plays, and the small ones, unless you get a weight on them, you can't. But then it starts, if you took the back thing off and you've got a heavy weight on the front, it does a nosedive because it's got too heavy a weight. So you need to have a medium-sized tractor that's able to cope with that, that kind of weight. Right, so we need to grab that, and then we're going to grab the wind traveller that we are leasing, the one that we haven't got yet. It says grab the wind traveller like we've got one. Yeah, we haven't got one yet, so this is true. Now then. Yeah, brilliant. More space, very nice to have money. Let's have a... Yeah, wow, excellent. It's done one out round already. Now the next course, the windrow, is the course that the baler has to cope. This is the important one, is the windrow course, so it doesn't matter if we set the mowing one up every time, although obviously if that measurement is right, then that is, we want to be saving that. Right, windrowers. Wish I could actually buy this, but no, at least this year. Right. The little way to turn let's unfold this. This is 27.3. It sticks in my head because this is the exact one that I use on my Calmston Let's Play. Only we bought it on the Calmston one because we have contracts. No, it doesn't exactly read the corner right there, does it? But it's all right. We had this last time. It's okay. It's as good as anything. Right, we need to let him, do a couple more rounds before. Let's grab the baler. So we need our third tractor. Good job, we've got 3 tractors now. We're going to need this actually, so I'm going to have to take that out. If I could afford anything now, it would definitely be the header or the second for the Deutz top liner. Definitely, that would be what we would go for this year. I'm trying to stay better with my timings because No Man's Land is usually the worst of all of my Let's Plays because I usually am governed by the job that we've got to do rather than my normal 45 minutes, but because I've done No Man's Land more than anything else, I've got that way now with all of my Let's Plays where I'm actually just trying to do a task rather than time. So I need to be getting better again at time-based. Nice. I think we do need that. Oh wow, it's the second round. Excellent. Yeah, there's a tiny touch of a headland that they've left around the edge of Horse Bay. I can cope with that. It's not too bad. Right, I believe we said 3, didn't we? So much. Oh, steady on. Yeah, let's move this. We'll reverse onto the field. We need to be getting him out of the way though. Right, we do need to generate the course with the Sanas. That's true. Oh, I think we need to be on the field a little bit more than that. stick it actually on what course play classes as the field, because we didn't actually quite start there. Start first level. It's not bad. Let's try that. Even though I know I'm going to have to set it anyway. Right, the stayer has a course. We need to clear that first thing. So clear current course, and we need to create a job, course play. We need to be sticking the crosshairs over us. Now we need to generate. Yeah, and it has given us a generate option. So 8.9 feet is a load of bunkum. It's 27.3 or 0.7 or something like that. 7. Yeah, it was a toss up between this and this. Let's go for it on this one. On this. Number of headlands for this. We'll go for 2. We'll go down and down. Excellent. Let's. Yeah, we do need to save this, actually, thinking about it. Save course. Activate it. 58. 8.4 meter windrower. Fantastic. Right, so then. Every time you do that. So, first waypoint, and it's over on the wrong field. Always look for your little chevrons. That is when it goes to Lally. You always have to make sure that that is set over you. Now you can press start job. Let's see if we can get away with it. I'm not sure if we're a little bit previous on that, so I'm not sure we've got enough. It always does this little, it has to go round in a circle. We did this on did it with the Rubicon with a 48 meter head, and they're gonna have to stop doing this option, because it's absolutely ridiculous. You can't have things like Rubicon turning around on English fields. It was in Calmsden. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it always does this turnaround, always. It's not courseplay either. Well, no, I think it's the standard worker which it comes into, but the standard worker does it too. Right, so we need to load the course first. So we need to, first of all, load the course. And we have to hit activate. Now we go to this, and we should have the lines of that exact course. So we go to create job, and it has got our position correct. And we just go start job. And we should be following the same course, and we should be automatically bailing. Excellent. That's fantastic. This is just really to show everything working. And this is the strength of courseplay. Because note, I am not bailing. Ta-da! The strength of courseplay. Hey, what is that not a thing of beauty, truthfully? I'm not doing it to be lazy, I was just doing it literally to show. Now, one thing about doing things like this, I've always said, is I like to keep my eye on the tractors. The only bad thing about this, the baler may well be able to keep going, but it is the windrower that I'm worried about, because I'm not sure the mower's going to be able to keep ahead of the windrower, because I think the two courses are different. may need to stop the windrower. With that in mind, let's run over to the windrower. It's him that we need to keep, or her, we need to keep on top of to see that this is going to work out right. So I would imagine the mower is now going to go to up and down. And I'm not sure, we did 2 windrows with this, and this goes up and down, but it all depends on where its up and down finishes. So he's going to use wages quickly, folks. This is just to see this. Yeah, it's just one of those things. We've got the money to use. This is more about me proving that course plays working right, and to show it working right. This is a bit of a case in question. We now have, yes, no, cleared that nicely. Excellent. That is one tree that is going to come out at some point soon now. Oh, that's only near the edge of the map. We're so close on this field. At least it proves we can do it, though. It's very good news. No, they only, yeah, no, this should work okay. I'm thinking about bumping into the bales. Got to be very careful. These jobs have got to be timed meticulously. I do like to, when I am doing courseplay though, in this way, actually keep my eye on the workers, because the one bad thing about the team on the actual course is unpredictable things happen, like turnarounds, things like that, that all of a sudden you crash into because they don't. On courseplay 6 on FS19, courseplay was just beginning to get to the stage where the AI was becoming aware of other AI, and they would slow down. They would literally say that we're slowing down because there's a vehicle ahead of us. But obviously this is using FS22's basic AIs, and they do not care. That they'll literally, and did this the other, even standard workers are the same. We will literally have 2 harvesters on the field. We had it on this exact let's play the other day, and they just absolutely walloped each other. 2 massive harvesters, and obviously one was more powerful than the other, so it was literally pushing. And see, case in question, this is so below. Yeah, and you've got to be ready to jump in and change things when that happens. I didn't think we'd get away with that one, which we did, but we don't always. Yeah, now it seemed to be actually the baler is always the slowest. Obviously, that makes sense because it's. And as I say, the important thing is the windrow. That has to follow the windrow, of course. And also the windrow has to be one of this type where it's equal. You can't use things like the merge max or even the little ones where you run it up one side and then run it back the other because the measurement changes. It's got to be one of the equal type like this, unless you're going to work out the offsets or the distance. But this is the easiest one to do for courseplay. So this is always going to be exactly in the middle of the windrow, so it's always in the middle of its width, so it's the easiest one to work out for a courseplay course. Yeah, equipment choices, predictability are the obviously the bread and butter of an AI-like courseplay. Right, is the next bit of the course is what I'm interested in. So I think, where is the mower going now? Ah, yeah, he's doing weird, very strange cuts now. Might not be this time that's the problem, it may be the one after. May need to stop the windrower for a little while though, restart them. We shall see, that's why I'm in the windrower, just to make sure. Yeah, it's so weird, the cuts that they do on this field. They don't do up and down lines in the they do, but they're not up and down, they're like diagonal. It's always based upon that's the one thing you haven't really got much control over, or it's a setting that I haven't tweaked. It's something I do want to start to look at actually. On my Calmston I've got fields that are really hilly, and I've got the Deutz as my most powerful tractor, 160 horsepower, and it really doesn't cope with the baler very well. I'd like to start from the top of the field and work crossways down, so that would be perfect if you could set Courseplay doing such a thing. Like, no, this is the one. No, I think we're going to get away with this one. It'll be the next one. Yeah, we've got enough width to actually cope with this next one. Ooh, it should go in now, I think. This is, yeah, this is the weird bit when you crash into the bales. You aren't going to cope with that yet. You just, wow, okay, you're going to go over it. Well, it's one way to deal with it, I suppose. This is, right, let's turn the lines on for a second. This is, well, a case in question. See everything just for a minute so that I can at least turn it back on. Don't normally have this on, obviously, as you know. So we need to know where we're going to. Does he follow the same thing then as the mower? Oh wow, it does look like he does. He's going to do this crisscross. Ah, no, I had this before. Offset mowers get this bit where they miss. Because there's an offset when they turn around and go the other way. Yeah, well, I'll give you your due. So we need to manually fix this course then until I can work out what an offset course looks like. Because it's when you go up, I did work this out. I could work it out with Courseplay what had gone wrong when the mower was the same. It's when it goes the opposite way. So if you think an offset mower, it's facing a certain direction. So when you go the other way, it's facing the wrong direction. So your meterage is all wrong. So right, we need to. Let's stop for a minute. We may need to stop and bathe that as well. Let's switch those lines off now, then just go to start stop only. Let's go and have a look at the mower. Yeah, it is. How do you get away with that measurements when you'd have to go? See, this is the. This is the right way. No. Well, this is. Yeah, it is. You'd have to do the same way all the time, because your mower would fall on the wrong side, and then the distance has to be measured the same. This is why, again, butterfly mower makes the perfect setup. Fortunately, it's 180 horsepower, so you'd have to use the big tractor to actually make that work. Although I think the Deutz on this flat land, on No Man's Land, might get away with it. Yeah, if we just switch the lines on again, just for 1 second. Yeah, just so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, going down this way, he's actually overlapping what he's already caught. He's only using his front mower, which then means when he comes up, the line that's set is missing about 3 meters. The offset's not taken into consideration, which then means you're getting that massive line that's missing. But this doesn't really matter. Right, okay, that is true. Let's have a look at. Doesn't matter if we. I'm going to quit the game then. My life. Right, so we're going to clear the current course. No, we have not got that course on. We're not the windrow. We haven't saved our course. Clear current course for us. And we want to create job. We do want course play, but we do want it from where we are now. and open the generator. We need to allow an offset. Now there is a way to do this. I don't know, rows of skip, rows plan, row start direction. Now I wonder if that is. No, I don't think it's for that at all. Let's have a look. Deactivated. Delta angle relax factor. I have no idea what that means. Fold tools, of course. Tool raising. Offset vertical. This is where you do need to. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that will be the setting. Right, okay, let us do. No, it's not going to work. You've got to do the offset. This is the bit I don't really understand on courseplay. I'm going to have to do my homework, but not in the middle of a let's play. So let's just manually do this. It's important that we get this right. Oh, that's going to be the Vegas course with the. So I'm just going to check. I'm feeling the. Yeah, I think the Vegas just caught up with. Yeah, he has. Let's grab that one then, and let's stop the baler. Ah, we're all right anyway. It's actually, yeah. Okay, that's so. There's nothing to worry about as of yet. Let's just tidy this course up. We will worry about this next time, but it is something I have got to work on. The offsets. I'm going to look at the old FS19 offset rules. I need to grasp this because, yeah. I do remember, it's weird, I always picked the equipment that worked best for courseplay, but obviously I'm going to have to really learn that you can't always go for the most expensive sets, or, I mean, I used to use a Fendt GT, so that certainly wasn't that expensive, but the Fence was an equal mower, just like a butterfly, but small, so that worked perfectly with courseplay. I never had this problem. It's always with these type of mowers that are only on one side. You can do it with the front mower, obviously, because it's, again, central. Anything where it's offset, either left or right, that obviously moves around with courseplay. Right, so I think for woods, we now need to set a standard worker going, not courseplay, on the mower. Just, and then do this next time. At least we're getting courseplay to work, that is the main thing. A standard worker going on this rather than a courseplay worker. Create job. We don't want courseplay, we want standard field work. And my lines were slightly out, but not by too much. That should work. Just go out, try and... Right, let's set this one though, which we do want to be with courseplay. It should now work. Right, so we should have courseplay lines. We need to zoom in, which is using that, my Cytec, well actually my Logitech. It's not a Cytec anymore. So create job. It's not first waypoint. We need to switch the crosshair on the right way. My silent timer is about to... Right, that should, stupid thing. You have to do that stupid twiddle. Ridiculous. I'm going to lose my worker if I'm not careful, because I'm No matter how powerful you are, you can't ever get off these. Bales are so... Oh, come on. You wouldn't think, would you, that a massive tractor like this could possibly get caught up and stopped by a bale. Could. Let's move it out of the way. Let's stay there. Sorry. Now, why are you not going now? Why are you... Let's do this again. Yeah, he's going nicely, fantastic. So, stay where, create a job. We want to be... No, we don't want first. We want nearest. And we want to start job. Now then, let's see. Can you cope with that? You should be able to do a twiddle now without anything banging into anything. Oh, I don't know why they have... What? Why are you going all the way over there? No, if I move this tractor out of your way once... Oh, I must have caught the wrong line. Oh, great. It's no fun. Banging into every last little bale. Well, let's manage to... Let's get out of this one, because sitting in it with your engine running actually does cause damage. And that's not something I wish to... It's weird, you did have a mod that actually stopped you doing the tabbing mod on FS22. In moving from one computer to the other, I cannot for the life of me find it in the mod hub, the one to stop tabbing. So yeah, I've got tabbing enabled, which is so annoying. This is the one we need to be looking at. Standard work. Right. Yeah, you see the standard worker gets this mower right straight away. Fantastic. Excellent. I wish I could figure it out, mate. I really do. No idea. Always got anyhow. Wow. Very stylish, young man. Very stylish. Yeah. I don't know that you need that. Mind you, it's January. Yeah. Dressed. Right. Every time. It's the triangles, they don't like triangles, so let's tidy this up. Let's get rid of the triangular bit, make it square. Yeah, they really don't handle triangles very well. Some stone there that I missed, Mr. Smith. So we need still a bit more than that. To be honest though, this is, yeah, I'm not sure we're going to be able to completely deal with this. Yeah, actually it's about this point here would be roughly where you would have to put the square, so that they go to a square about there. We can do that. We should I guess. We should just set the standard hideout one again. reset as he goes. Right, they've had a crash. Right, I'll sort that out in a minute. See, this is where you take over manually and take it right on board for 1 minute. My job is to make sure that the AI workers work nicely with each other, not to take over the job. What I don't take over the job. Courseplay works well when you have everything worked out, though it is a thing of beauty, it really is. I've got to be honest, with FS22 and all of the kinks that I know, I think it is going to truthfully be something amazing. Obviously, as I said, I've got to try and work out the offset mower problem. Let's get this right. Get my angles right. Somewhere right. Right. Excellent. So let's go sort this mess out. This is why I have to set my lines right. Now we need to switch the lines on a minute, definitely. Yeah, because I need to be able to trace my lines. Come on, Bennett. So you would think that bales would cause such problems. They're the worst things. I seriously think I need to get those the bars that push bales away on all of my team when I'm doing baling. I truthfully do. One of the best tractors I found in FS19 was the articulated Kamaz. Is it the Kamaz? No, that's the name of the lorry. No, right, let me just... I'm going to manually do this. Let's follow the line so that the actual baler can get this done. And then we shall set it going on this one, going inwards. And we shall set this going. This line should be easy to do. And we'll switch the lines off again, I promise. Right, so now we want just start stop only. And we want to go back to that. We want to create job nearest, and we want to click in the direction of the line, and we want to say start the job. Now it'll probably do its funny little twiddle where it'll do a round, and as long as it doesn't hit a bale or my tractor's in the way, which it may be, let's move them out of the way. They do the massivest. Oh, it was. Stupid bales in the way. Do you know, it's ridiculous this is, that a flipping bale is blocking a worker from working. Now, we've done it in time. Careful. You shouldn't be blocked by an object now. Really shouldn't. I have moved said object. Oh, you are not having. You are having a laugh. This is in your way. Seriously. Come on, worker. That's about as much in the way as the production factory is. You are having a laugh now. No, because you're not going to start the right one, are you? Right, okay, I know. Let's try to combat this problem, because it does not work right. So we've got to be on the field. That is one rule of courseplay that you have got to do. Right, so then let's try and beat this, because it's going to be a constantly right. Create job. We want the line. We know it goes up there and down here. So we need to have this. This is where you need your courseplay course. We don't want first waypoint. We want nearest to that point. Go. Driving to field. Now then, let's see if this is done correctly. should go on the right line. If we know we've got to set it in a different place because of the little twiddle, then I'm going to have to start to do the little twiddle as part of the process. I do think though as well, I'll show you what I'm on about. I think the classed as a weight. I think it's a new weight that came out the other day. I think it's classed as weight. It might be miscellaneous, but it's especially for bales. Not that one. That one, the weight pusher. It says it's to keep a tractor's wheels on the ground, but if you look at the bar, I'm thinking that is meant for pushing. Yeah, so I'm going to try one of those. It's not. I think the actual thing itself must be quite heavy. Right, let's see. We can set the baler going in a few minutes, but I want to give this a few minutes to deal with. I suppose what we could do is let's go and grab one of those weight pushers, just one for the team. Let's grab this one, he's the fastest. Right, let's go and grab one. We're going to lease one though to begin with because I'm spending money like it's gone out of fashion and we've not got that much to spend. So let's lease one to see if it actually just proof of concept. In a few days we will have the bale money back, which is a nice change because normally we haven't. I mean, it's the bale silage bales are doing us proud, really bringing a frequent income that's really helping us on this Let's Play enormously. Right, so then let's grab that. Let's grab the pusher and let's lease it. If it works, we may actually. Oh, that's a big one. Is that the biggest? Oh no, 3200. What's the screw? What on earth? I have no idea. I have no idea what the screw is. I don't know that we'd need a hitch on the front, if I'm honest. Wow. Yeah. I want to see proof of concept that it actually works. I don't mind spending because it is expensive, but if it does the job, then that expense would be offset by good productivity. Yeah, I think it might work. Let's have a go. Let's stick this on. So we are fully fertilised. We've missed the liming and we've missed the rolling this year. So next, after this harvest, we will got till 12 o'clock I think to beat the weather. And I've already broke my timer. But we've got to finish this job. That's the trouble with No Man's Land. It's a little bit different to all the others. You've got to. The jobs are so massive. You just have to finish the job. Right. So then let's just see. Push a few of these, see if we can push a few of these bales out of the way of the windrower, because I think those. Where is the windrower? No, he's doing fine. These two up here, I would say, are in his way. Let's see if the pusher pushes. I would say that is a definite push. So yeah, I think one of these on all of our equipment. Obviously, the only thing you can't do is the one with the front mower. That is working beautifully. Wow, that would be definitely worth doing. Ooh, perfect, because obviously, yeah, like any product, you need to use it the right way. It's short, so just make sure they're all out the way off the ends. This is going to be turnarounds all towards the top. The windrow, so it's going to be getting these two are going to be in his way at some point. Yeah, because they're not going to be in the way there. Very useful for pushing bales out of the way anyway. Let's move this one. I think it seems to be that if you hit it on the side it's better than if you actually hit it head on. Let's try that theory, Mr. Smith, where you're not hitting it with the actual, yes. Yeah, definitely. It's a slight deflection rather than smacking it with the nose of the tractor job. Whoa, so does he catches it wrong. Yeah, I'm catching the wheel now, that's never going to help. Right, okay, I think that is not bad. You're never going to get into perfect. Bales in this game are an absolute pain in the backside. They really are. I mean, they just don't. They're round and yet they perform as if they are. Yeah. I think we should be there. That should do it. Right, let's set this going. We're going to learn from what we've just done. And then we're going to get rid of this small. Automatic drop. Let's get this. And then we should literally go away and then tell it to start on that round. Right, so we're coming away. We need to be on the field, otherwise crossbow won't work. Then we need to set this on create job. Nearest, and that's up, down, so we need to be on that line there, and let's see our work, whether it does work or whether it doesn't. Who is blocked by object? Who? Please tell me who is blocked by object. Young lady, you are not telling me that that bale all the way over there is blocking you. Surely. Please tell me you're kidding me. Oh my life, you weren't. You are having a laugh. In what universe is that bale over there in your way? I don't know, it's knocking off the field. Let's try that again. On the field. I imagine it's the mower. Let's just make sure it is, because yeah, abandoned on the course is not really the right. Let's rock that up. Let's keep it away. Right, that's the windrow is doing a cracking job. Right, so let's set this going again. Create job. Nearest, but we need you actually exactly where you were just. Now then, young man, are you better than the young lady that was presently with us, or are you going to be as foxed by these bales that are a long way away from you? I understand you're studying the job, but it's not really that difficult. It's just grabbing that line in front. Seriously? Are you charging me for watching? I'm just wanting to see whether they ever do kick in or whether they just literally sit there. I think the answer to that question is yes. They really do just sit there. I did stop you. No, I don't want to cancel you. I want create job. Perhaps I'm too close. Okay, let's try this. The bottom coming up then. I can always manually clean up one thing. Let's just see if it's that. Let's just give it time. But we don't really have. No, I'm sorry. I'm not impressed. Okay. I haven't got time to faff around. I did stop you manually because you weren't actually a worker. AI worker implies that you actually worked. Actually, you were just sitting there. So, yeah. Looks like we've got to do this ourselves. Which we have done so far every single time we do this field. So it's not something new. We're not which I like to see with the guys and gals work. From the bathing department, that's you're very lazy. Unfortunately, we have snow coming in the bit, so we have no such. Let's do the tie up as we're going. Just learn my lessons from previous ones. So that we don't have any tidy up. Right, let's try this now with Courseplay. I just want to crack this. It worked once with the other one, and now it's not working. The TV's decided it wants me to press the button or it's going to go on strike as well. Just so, yeah. Right, let's go and hope the bale behind us doesn't get in his way, or the bale to the left doesn't freak them out. It's worse than the trees. This is. Okay, let's try this then. Right, course play. I've got the course loader, create job, nearest, and we want that's going down, so we want to go up. Now they can do that, so then he should pick the lines up as is, as they were, and follow those lines. Now I know I've done them, but this is just to see that it actually works for them. No, nothing else other than that. Trying to get the most out of Courseplay to struggle to get into the minds of the course play as it stands now. Some of this, obviously, with them plugging into the AI worker system, is absolutely alien to the original course play that had its own set of scripts and didn't touch, well, I don't presume it didn't touch the originals. Now, are those fails going to annoy you? I would say yes. You're not going to be able to beat that, per se. Okay. Let's see if we can get to ones without. The trouble is, you can only babysit to a certain thing, can't you? You can't clear a field of all bales. I think the only way you can do that would be to do up, down, and cleared your headland in advance. You just can't do that. You may as well just do the baling yourself if it's going to be that torturous. Having a bale turn circles will cause problems. It's just. Let's try and get out my work. May. Create job is on the line that I am on now. Yeah, still going to have to do tidy ups, aren't I? This is the worst turn now, where there are some bales. I'm hoping though that the pusher will push. It all depends on how they hit it, then once it has trouble. Stayer is doing a cracking job. This is a big field. See, now they're going to reverse. Now that why did? Oh no, you're not. You're not going to reverse. You're going to do a really large turning circle. Still, that's working. It's just when there's things like the forest in the way that obviously things go a bit weird. But if I knew that, then I'd do that bit myself in the field going forwards. Obviously, we know that normal standard workers can't do baling, so. Although an FS19, I'm sure if you had a front mower and a rear baler, it would bale. I think that was the only exception, as I remember, to the standard work. I remember seeing Frithgar doing his, is it Wilhelmina Forest? Let's play, I think it was one of those. Ooh, yes. One thing I do love about workers actually working the field is the fact you can focus on camera angles, which is something when you're busy working you cannot very much focus on camera. I do have a go, but that's, I think last time I was trying to do this very thing on this very field, I was missing my line obviously I wasn't concentrating on the job properly. I was concentrating on side angles so as I could capture the 3 workers that were actually active on the field at that time. So, yeah. Right. A few rows and we're finished. Let's go around the watch these last few rows on this. Yes, I think I'm going to have to watch a couple of the offset mower theories on YouTube on courseplay for FS19 because the concepts are the same. There's not very much out there for the clock now. Yeah, for FS22, because obviously courseplay is in beta. So, yeah, the concepts for offsets mowers will be exactly the same. I did like the old interface though with courseplay. This new one's strange. Yeah, the weird settings in the middle, this lot. I mean, this is, yeah, that's not actually... So here we go, yeah, offset vertical. That's the one that we need. To know how to work out the offset vertical. Used to have a little diagram with a slider that you could actually see on the course. That was very useful because there were certain pieces of equipment that Courseplay used to pick up itself and actually switch on an offset, which sometimes caused trouble. I remember the couple of pieces I used to use that did actually cause trouble on a course. There, 2 more, maybe 3, because it's tapering. That bale at the top might go away a little. Yeah, absolutely fine. They're doing well. This is wow, it's going to take some time. I still think we're going to get quite a few bales out of this, if I'm honest. I really do. I'm saying it wasn't full. Ooh, they in the way. No, just do it. Wow. Yeah, I think 2 more. Not sure whether I'm going to take over. I think I will. Once this is finished, there's absolutely no point in paying a worker to do the one job that's left on the field. We should just rip. And I am, of course, when this is finished, I'm going to say my words and I'll take over and go to time-lapse mode for the last bit, because this is going to be quite a big job. Tidy that last little bit up, no problem. He probably wouldn't do it himself, but I'm going to stop them now. I'm going to give the shopper ring to pick up the window in case I go over the hour and I need to pay for it again. That's the only reason, not for to be lazy. Now we do actually have to go. Let's return. We will keep that. Right, let's go and take over. No point in paying somebody to be doing a job when you can do it yourself. I'll just let them finish. I'll finish the bale that is on. Right. very much, young man, for your assistance. We'll let you finish this plane. We are going to take over. No, let's take over. We will finish this plane. Right, I will say my words. See you guys and gals.